Right then, lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. We are back again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. I'm doing this video from this studio just to announce that we already have Cossy's Extra podcast running. Make sure you do look for that channel, subscribe to it, Cossy's Extra podcast. Lots of content on there, and this is the look of that channel. I'll be discussing lots of stuff there. Arsenal, more transfer news, more football on that channel. So make sure you do join us on a daily basis on the channel. But today we're gonna be discussing a couple of stories as well. Wilshere, in the latest Arsenal news, it looks like Jack Wilshere is set to play for Arsenal on a short-term contract of 6 months. We're gonna be discussing that. Toney as well, and also Arsenal are looking, according to Ekrem Kona, Arsenal are looking to extend the contracts of Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Martinelli until 2027. So we're gonna be discussing that that much, lads. Make sure you give me all the energy there by smashing the like button, and also give me all the energy by subscribing to the channel. And let me know down in the comments, do you think Arsenal should give Wilshere a place in the Arsenal side? Do we, should we give him chance to play? Should we give him a 6-month contract until the end of season, or should we actually go out and source a midfielder who actually is right? We're going to be discussing that, and I'm going to be sharing my thoughts and all the information we have all about that. And also tell me about Toney. Do you think Arsenal should go for Toney, or do you think there are other better strikers that we should be going for? And Toney is known the quality of Arsenal. Do you think it's the quality, is Arsenal quality, or do you think he is not Arsenal quality? Let me know down in the comments below. Right, we are sponsored by the beautiful people at Mailbet, so make sure you do check out Mailbet all the time. Link is in the video description down below. Please help me support this podcast, support the channel by doing all the beautiful things there. Sign up with Mailbet. 300% bonus will be appearing on your account if you use my promo code Cossy. So make sure you sign up with them. Your first deposit, you'll have 300% bonus on that. Bet responsibly. Betting not allowed to persons under the age of 25, and also bet very, very carefully. Trade carefully, because your capital can go up as well as down. But now let's get to the content. Right, let's start off with Jack Wilshere. Now, reports have indicated that Arsenal will Arteta, not Arsenal. Of course, these days Arteta, Arsenal, are they dispensable? It looks like that. It looks like we are intertwined, really indispensable. So Mikel Arteta, according to reports, he has been loving what Jack Wilshere has been doing. He's been in love with the players' way of training and whatever things been actually providing in training. And the latest reports indicate, according to Ekrem Kona, Wilshere will or might get a chance to play for Arsenal this season until 2022 that would be in May. Now, of course, we know Partey is going out. Mikel Arteta was asked about transfers. I'll give you some little information about that. But of course, Mikel was asked about transfers, what's going to happen in January and things like that. In his latest press conferences that we'll look at tomorrow. He said, this is what he said. This is what Mikel said. January is difficult. We are looking around for opportunities. We are looking around for the best opportunities, but it is very, very difficult. It's not that easy. The January transfer window is not that easy. And no one said it is easy, Mikel. No one said it is easy. We've always we've followed football for 2 decades now. And I can confirm transfers are not that easy. Transfers in January are the hardest to do. But so the alternative, because Romano came out and said the priority is for Arsenal to get in a midfielder who can actually sit in there for Mohamed Elneny and Thomas Partey while they do their national obligations in AFCON. So Arsenal have been linked with a couple of players. Today, of course, we have stories of Renato Sanchez having a mutual agreement with Lille Metropole to leave the club and join a new club, which is believed to be Arsenal, because we are leading that race as far as I know. But what is happening at the moment actually is that Arsenal despite the fact that the likes of Arthur Melo are there to sign, the likes of Renato Sanchez are there to sign, we want to go for Jack Wilshere on a 6-month contract, on a 6-month loan contract. Is it going to be pay as you earn? At the moment, I cannot yet confirm, but it is really, really likely. There are high chances that Jack Wilshere, one of the most talented English players ever in history, that he will be given a chance to play for Arsenal Football Club. That is what I need to know. In your opinion, is it a good move? Is it a bad move? Do you think Arsenal should be going for someone else? Or do you think, yes, that is the deal Arsenal should be doing? Let me know in the comments below. So my thoughts are very clear about Jack Wilshere as a talent. Phenomenal. Absolute phenomenal. During his time, generational talent. My mic is flying, flying around. I mean, I'm using a lot of expressions, aren't I? But look, Wilshere, we know he's a generational talent. There's no question there. There is no nothing. Wilshere is a generational talent. But we are not looking for a generational talent at the moment. And of course, we were looking for generational talents in the summer. Lokonga, Odegaard, Tomiyasu, Ben White, Ramsdale. Those are generational talents, and we were looking for them in the summer. And trust me, we got some generational talents in that side in the summer. But the big question now, do we need Jack Wilshere? Yes, we do. Because I've already said we need a player like Jack. We need a player with a flair. We need a player with that kind of tenacity. We need a player with that kind of relentlessness. All the qualities of Jack, a bowler, a high quality player. Yes, we need. But should it be the Arsenal look for those qualities in another player or in Jack Wilshere? In my opinion, if it is Jack or any other player, I will go with Arthur Melo or Renato. Right? If it is Jack or Renato or Arthur Melo or Saul Niguez, I'll definitely go for Saul Niguez, Renato, or Arthur Melo. But if it is Jack or no one else, this is where the point is. If it is Jack or no one else, absolutely, it's out of the picture. That is where it gets out of the picture. If it is Jack or no one else, then humbly, please, humbly, it is Jack Wilshere. Because look, we can't have, our midfield shambles at the moment are growing worse and worse. Partey, the Ghanaian Federation are fighting to take Thomas Partey at the moment. Of course, we know they deserve to take him. He needs to train, he needs to prepare for AFCON and things like that. So you can't leave that midfield open. Unless we are just giving away what we have worked for so hard, just to give it away. Unless that is what Arsenal want to tell us, that we've worked so hard to be in the top 4, let us just give it away by not signing in a new midfielder. I think, look, in that way, I get no comments there. But if Arsenal strictly and wisely want to stay in the top 4, we've got to go for a midfielder. So that is where we come into the debate of Jack Wilshere. Should Jack Wilshere be playing for Arsenal at the moment? Yes. But that is Jack Wilshere. The Jack Wilshere I want to play for Arsenal is the Jack Wilshere that has been playing and getting engaged all the time. Yes, he's been training very well with the side, but he lacks the game. He lacks the game time. He lacks the, does he know what it means to be competitive anymore? I don't know. When did he last play game? Probably in January 2021, right? So it's not that easy for me. It's not that easy. And that's why I think this is serious. Arsenal need to handle this in a very serious manner. Because you could have Xhaka get an injury. You could have Partey get an injury, because we know he's capable of doing that. So you could have Partey get an injury in AFCON. Where do you go from there if you've said Jack Wilshere is the player we are going to rely on? Because Jack himself has problems with injuries. And I'm really not trying to downplay the fact that Jack or anything like that. But honestly, Jack has his own injury problems. We know that. He's got his own injury problems. So my opinion, Jack Wilshere, sign him on a 6-month loan deal, but also getting another midfielder. I mean, it doesn't hurt if you have if we had more. It doesn't hurt if we have more than one coming in January. Give Jack the chance, but also bring in someone. Arthur Melo is a loan deal. I don't get it. I do not get it. Arthur Melo is a loan deal. Renato could move to Arsenal in a in an initial loan deal, right? And look, I understand the prism that Arsenal and Mikel are using to view. I think what they're looking at is, let's get in Jack Wilshere for 6 months, and then in the summer we will get a well scouted player. That is brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. Like we did with Matt Ryan, we brought in an interim goalkeeper, and then in the summer we went in and brought in Ramsdale, who everyone said Ramsdale is not the man. But now we've got to agree. We've got to say Ramsdale is the man. Ramsdale, is a good player and things like that. So what I'm gonna say about Jack Wilshere is his transfer is not all negative. It's not all bad. There is that part where you have Arsenal planning well for the summer, and you also have the part where even if we do not get in someone from outside the country or from the league, which is going to be very difficult, then you have Arsenal not entirely missing out on on a player. You have Arsenal going for a sensible transfer, which I think is very, very sensible in that case. But Wilshere, can he do the job? That's the big question. Can he do the job that we want him to do? Can he do the job that Arsenal want him to do? Big questions. I mean, in my opinion, I feel like Jack is talented, but look, it's like putting your eggs there because you've kept them for a long time and they have not cracked, they have not broken, but literally you've been holding them apart, or you've been keeping them in a sponge or cotton. When you put them on a hard surface, it's a different story, isn't it? It's a very, very, very different story. And for me, that is Jack Wilshere. You bring him in, yes, he's a good player, but his eggs that are in a soft place. And we know when you put them in on a hard surface, it's a gamble. Wilshere will be a dangerous gamble to our top 4 and top 5 and top 6 hopes. Dangerous gamble. If it works out, good enough. If it doesn't work out, we are finished. We are done for. But anyway, there, guys, Jack Wilshere. Make sure you hit the like button if you support Jack Wilshere, and also hit the like button if you feel like Jack Wilshere should be at least option 3 after we failed to get Renato, after we failed to get Arthur Melo. Because what I think there for me, lads, is that, look, he's a good central midfielder. We know that. But if Arsenal cannot get in Renato because of the price, get in Arthur Melo. Melo is going to be available on a loan deal. Why don't we go for Arthur Melo? I just feel like I feel like Arthur Melo will do the job because loan deal, talented, good player, Brazilian, things like that. But anyway, let me know down in your thoughts in the comments below. 300 likes should be the target for this video as well. So let's move over to Saka and Gabriel Martinelli. Ekrem Kona, my man, has said that Saka and Gabriel Martinelli, Arsenal is indeed there, guys, preparing to give them new contracts. Arsenal is preparing to give them new contracts. And these contracts, according to what I know and what I do understand, will be expiring in 2027. Sensible transfers, part 1. Yes. I'll be doing episodes of Sensible Transfers on Cossy's Arsenal on Cossy's Extra podcast. So make sure you do subscribe to the podcast there. But look, let's say this: Martinelli, Saka, the future of Arsenal, absolutely. I think what we should do, get these lads, tie them down to new contracts in 2027. That is a very, very good period, because by 2027, if this project doesn't go bang, get it out. Honestly, if the project Mikel Arteta, young Arsenal, Edu, trust the process, all that. If it doesn't go bank, 2027 is too far. We are in 2022 now. Okay, 2022 is very close. From now to 2027, it is around 4-5 years. Look, if that project doesn't go bank, because in 2027, 5 years later, Saka will be 26 or 25, and Martinelli will be 26, 25 as well. So if the project is not bank, get it out, get it out, get it out. It has failed, right? I'm gonna. You see that? You look at the kind of time I'm giving the project. That's a 5 damn years. That's a 5 seasons when I do not expect silverware, in terms of the Premier League. Those are 5 seasons when I do not expect Arsenal to challenge for the Champions League. 5 more seasons. But look, I agree. 5 more seasons to invest in this squad. Absolutely, a very agreeable fact. But so, get these guys to sign new contracts and put release clauses in their contracts, like 1 billion, 2 billion. Because for me, Martinelli, look, Gavi is gonna sign a new contract, and Gavi's new contract is gonna have a billion release clause, like a billion. We want Gavi. Okay, it's true. You want Gavi. I mean, we've heard of it. It's a billion. Do you have a billion there? If you do not have a billion, call back when you have a billion. If Gavi is a good player. I really rate him. He's a very, very, and of course I do love Spain. In the summer, they will be going to the World Cup with the likes of Ferran Torres joining Barcelona. It's going to be very interesting. We're going to have a lot of quality, a lot of talent in one place there, for Spain. But of course, all that content for Spain, all the content for AFCON, all the content there is going to be on Cossy's extra podcast. So listen, lads. So get these lads to sign on release clauses that are heavy. Because you never know what's going to happen. City, with their being City, they're going to come in and they're going to over 80 million and crazy money for an Arsenal player. And, the player is going to be all over the place. So what you've got to do is to tighten, just like, not 100 million. Because 100 million, that is no longer a safe door. People have broken that door. People have broken it. Clubs have broken it. All the time, like, 100 million? Get him in. We have the money, get him in. Arsenal, 72 million. Dusan Vlahovic, 83 million. That is what we are offering. If Arsenal are offering 83 million, there is someone out there in the market that's going to say 100 million for Saka. I said, get him in here, right? The Arabs there, at Newcastle. What are you going to tell them? They've got the money, right? So they'll be like, what are you saying? This is man Saka. Get him. Get it. So it's a good strategy for us to tighten the contracts of our young lads. Get them to sign longer contracts. I am absolutely in support of that. And then lastly, lads, is Ivan Toney. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I present to you Ivan Toney, linked with Arsenal again. And of course, we're going to be debating in the next 3 minutes whether Ivan Toney is the man that should be replacing Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and probably be Arsenal's next striker. Honestly, I do not want to contradict myself all the time, and I'm not going to do it this time. I usually contradict myself, don't I? When I first talked about Ivan Toney, I said yes, get him in, but it was for the wrong reasons. Because if you remember, when I first talked about Ivan Toney, I said get him in because Brentford, whatever kind of recruitment they do, in terms of striking, is class. From Watkins to Mbeumo and then Ivan Toney, class. But that is not the reason now that I'll take Ivan Toney at Arsenal. Look, forget all these comments he made. He's a stupid player. Those are stupid comments. He's not a stupid player, sorry, but those are stupid comments. But honestly, what do we need? That's the question. As simple as that. Because that is what we have to understand. What do we need? Okay? Should I answer that? Or should I not? I should, shouldn't I? What we need is a number 9 who is always in that box, bullies defenders, takes all those easy chances to the back of the net. Can Brian Mbeumo or Ivan Toney do that? 100%. Can we get in Ivan Toney? 100%. In the summer, not in January. But Is he a sensible transfer? 100%. So what I want to say is that I do not expect him to score like 20 goals this season for Brentford, and I know many people I've already said, Cossy, he's not even scoring at Brentford, and then he wants to come to Arsenal. Why? It's not that. It's not that. I think we're just a whisker away from being a good team. We're just around 3 players away from being a very, very, very reasonable team. And for me to be a reasonable team, they are kinds of players. You see, the difference between Vlahovic and Ivan Toney is that Vlahovic is on fire, and also throughout the year he's been on fire. But if Ivan Toney had the same number of the same number of reports reporting about him last season, in the championship, how many goals did he score? 30 plus. Right? So if he had the same number of what is it I want to say? What is it I want to say? If he had the same number of reports covering him, if he had that magnitude of press around him, it would be a very different story. It would be a very, very different story. So Ivan Toney, I'll take him at Arsenal, and we'll discuss more of this tomorrow on Christmas, surprisingly. But of course, the question now is that, is Ivan Toney, among all these players here, is Ivan Toney the one we should actually go for? Because you're looking at Alexander Isak, you're looking at DCL, you're looking at Ole Watkins and Dusan Vlahovic. Is he the one Arsenal should go for? I mean, there's a big question, right? There. There's a big question. Should he be the one that we go for? Should he be? Should he be on top of our priority list? Let me know in the comments below. Of course, I'll be very, very happy to enter Christmas with another video that clicks 200 plus likes. Make sure you leave a Christmas like on my video. And of course, if anyone wants to send me Christmas, much appreciated. Use my numbers, and I'll speak to you tomorrow on Christmas. No resting, because we have games coming up there on the Boxing Day. And I promise tomorrow, a starting lineup will be out. A preview will be out. Confirmed team news will be out. Everything about that game coming up against Norwich City on Boxing Day will be coming out. My name is Cossy, and please let me rest, and I'll speak to you in the next one. Make sure you subscribe to Cossy's Extra Podcast. Much content, lots of content coming your way there.